If I could only sing, what would you remember? You'd remember me, but I was gone. Give me something true and real. Give me something I can feel.
Family is very. I've got a really cool family. They're really open, usually, and understanding about a lot of things. As far as how they treated me with my gender role, I mean, from very early, I knew I was a boy, and I have been very masculine, or so I've been told. I've been very masculine ever since I was, little, young child. So there was really no, there was no question on whether or not, I had any issues, understanding or accepting, my gender role.
Well, I'd say my family was kind of like yours. My mom was very, very open. She just kind of let me do whatever I wanted. She let me play with girl toys, boy toys, whatever I wanted. And I don't think she would really self-identify as a feminist, but to me, she's definitely pretty feminist because I was always taught, growing up, like, oh, you want to go to college, you want to get a good job, like, always want to support yourself, that kind of stuff. My dad, he was kind of like that. He's Cuban, so it's a lot more patriarchal in his kind of eyes and stuff. So he always kind of tried to reinforce those gender roles, like, oh, you play with dolls, your brother plays with trucks, kind of the kind of thing. But I was like, well, I'm gonna play with both. So yeah, it's kind of definitely that. But yeah, I think it definitely kind of shaped me. I do kind of prescribe more to my mom's beliefs than my dad's beliefs, but it definitely made me very aware of everything, what decisions I make, do I go to college, do I don't, it's like, well, of course I am, but I'd say being with my dad, I do sometimes kind of feel that pressure to kind of not strive as much as I can because I am a girl.
High school was cool. High school wasn't bad. There's parts of it I didn't like, but I played sports in high school. I played baseball. I wasn't exactly, the baseball team wasn't exactly treated like the cool, sports athlete kids or anything like that. But the school that I went to was a pretty diverse school. Racially it was 60-40, white to African American, and there was actually a fairly large Vietnamese population at the school as well. So, from an early age and even in my high school years, I was able to, grow up in a really diverse community, and I got that instilled at a fairly young age.
I actually really liked high school. I was in color guard, which is very, very hyper feminine. People are like, what's color guard? I assume, oh, the girls in glitter. That's pretty much what we are. So I really liked it, but I do think that it kind of did reinforce a lot of gender stereotypes, just because the boys would go off after band practice and they would kind of act like all macho, and the girls would get together and kind of gossip and stuff like that. But yeah, I do think I went to a not very diverse high school. I was kind of like the norm, white, straight girl. There was only a couple black people. Everybody else was white, upper class, very, very studious. You didn't really kind of go out and kind of like cause trouble. It was very you did exactly what you needed to do, and everybody was very reinforced on kind of like how they were supposed to behave. So the boys acted like boys, but it was kind of more like the southern, kind of genteel, and then the girls were kind of like the typical kind of southern belles, I guess.
I'm a straight male, Caucasian, southern male, I guess that's really it. I mean, I don't usually, stuff like that though, I don't really tend to worry about too much, whether or not, sexuality or even gender or whatnot. I mean, I know that it obviously plays a role in society, but I never think about it in terms of myself. I don't know why. It's never, especially sexuality and whatnot. I'm not like, ooh, I'm so proud to be straight. You know what I mean? It's not even an issue type thing. So I guess, identity-wise, I just try to be, a normal or just a nice, polite American.
I see myself pretty feminine. I wouldn't say super, super feminine, just because I do kind of do some things that are more masculine. And in the test we took in class, I was kind of more on the androgynous side. But I would definitely say that I do kind of swing more towards, the more feminine activities, like horseback riding. I did color guard. I love to cook. But I would say just kind of, I wouldn't want to prescribe to just my gender roles, like, in the future. Like, if I get married, I want to share, everything with my husband. I wouldn't want, just to stay home, take care of the kids. I want to be able to work and, him help me with the house and everything like that. So I definitely say I'm definitely more on the feminine side, but a little bit more towards like the kind of middle.
Like I said, I hope I don't come off as like the Neanderthal, typical alpha male. But I'm sure, especially around this town, maybe I do, just in the way I look, obviously with the beard and, the whatnot. It's, this is a kind of an odd town for me to be in because I'm not used to this type of thing. I mean, this is just, growing up in a port city, you kind of, Mobile likes to consider itself treading the line between white collar and blue collar. So you kind of get that instilled in you.
I'd say just because I am, much more feminine, I think a lot of people see me as very, very like hyper feminine. I'm pretty soft spoken, pretty shy, quiet. I'm kind of like the, typical female, how we're supposed to act. And I think that really kind of has shaped me because, for a long time I was like, oh, well, I'm supposed to act like this, so I have to act like this. And, if I really want to be loud and crazy one day, that's not how ladies act. So I think that it definitely kind of pushed on to how I saw myself for a little bit. And it took me a long time, and I'm still trying to kind of see myself how I want to see myself and not how, the world sees me as just like this, hyper feminine, kind of shy, quiet, docile woman.
Yeah, I think I might have, when I worked in Texas, my district manager didn't like me very much. She was very unkind to a lot of the men that worked at Blockbuster at the time, but it wasn't something that really impacted me much, and I just kind of let it roll. And so not really. I mean, like I said, being a male in the South, you don't really have to experience many types of issues with that.
I have an older brother, so definitely a lot between us just because, he's always kind of gone away with a little bit more, like my dad would just be like, oh, boys will be boys, like, he can kind of get into fights and stuff like that. And then my sister and I fought. It was like, we just had to immediately like hug and make up. So definitely that. And then I'd say even just, like in high school and growing up, I didn't really have a lot of guy friends. It was always, everybody was very split. And, if you kind of mingled a little bit, like it was okay. But I mean, it was very, very split on like friend groups. Girls hang out with girls and boys hang out with boys. It was last year I was walking on the quad and I was actually going to an event. I'm part of a feminist group on campus, and I had a bunch of signs and they had feminists written all over them. So this whole thing was kind of ironic to me. I was walking down the quad and two men, probably about my dad's age, came up to me and they were like, hey, like we've decided you're gonna be the new hot girl we're gonna walk with. And I was kind of like, I didn't really know what to say, so I just kind of like smiled and walked away. And every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I should have said something,
So for the day in the life, I went to the Take Back the Night rally. It was cool. I was actually surprised to see more of the Greek organization out, to be honest with you. You hate to pigeonhole and you hate to just, what's that word I'm looking for?
Stereotype.
Yes, thank you. You hate to stereotype, but that's not the crowd I anticipated to see when I first walked up, But it's good, though. It's good. I'm glad to see the Greek organizations taking an active role, even if it was one of those things that they had to do. They were still there, and it's still, something that there's a good chance that they may have learned something from it.
Okay, so for my day in life, I came in now with Weston and Cherry, and it was really, really fun. We're all kind of like pretty low key, like we just kind of like to hang out, people. Actually, after Take Back the Night, when I first met Cherry, I actually texted my sister and I was like, oh my god, like they're my goals. Like they are so cool. Just like y'all's like whole dynamic. Just kind of, there's not like that whole like kind of like very like strong like gender roles and stuff. You guys just kind of do what you guys are best at. Kind of like with Cherry won't let Weston do like laundry and stuff, but then Weston has to do his like little list of chores and stuff. So yeah, it was really fun and stuff just to kind of like see kind of like I would say like a new age relationship, kind of not stemming from like those traditional like I Love Lucy, very gendered stereotypes.